The trouble started on the mining moon of Vellum 3. I'd been hired to escort a group of human engineers off-world when an unmarked pirate faction ambushed the landing platform. Blaster fire lit the air like a hellstorm. The engineers panicked. The pirates surged. Then the skies split. A ship, sleek, curved, glowing like it had been carved from a single shard of starlight, descended with a roar. I recognized it instantly, a Drenari warcaster, used only by high-ranking nobles. And when the ramp dropped, she emerged. Tall, striking, armor forged with violet scales, eyes glowing like the twin moons behind her. Every movement carried lethal confidence. Princess Silari. She walked straight toward the pirates without hesitation. Her staff hummed, the runes along its length swirling like ink in water. She spun it once. A pulse of gravity exploded outward. Pirates flew. Weapons disintegrated. Stone cracked. The platform trembled beneath my boots.
She didn't look at me, not at first.
But when the last pirate fell, when the echoes of the blast finally faded, she turned, and our eyes locked. For a heartbeat, I felt like she could see everything I was, every failure, every scar, every moment I wished I'd done something different. Her expression didn't show disdain but recognition, as if she'd been looking for me. "Human," she said, her voice cool and sharp. "You fought well for your kind." Thanks," I replied, sweating in 9 different places. She circled me once, examining my blaster, my stance, my ship behind me. Then she said the words that changed everything. "You will report to the Drenari Citadel in 3 cycles. I am issuing a challenge. If you win, I am yours by oath." My heart stopped. My brain stopped. Everything stopped. Why me? I managed to choke out. Her eyes flashed with something unreadable. "Because," she said, "you don't yet know your own worth, and that makes you dangerous." Then she turned, cloak sweeping behind her, and boarded her ship, leaving me to process the impossible. The princess, an alien noble, a feared warrior, had challenged me.
Publicly.
Formally. And in Drenari culture, a challenge of oath-binding was never a game. It was a promise. A dangerous one. A life-changing one. One I didn't yet understand. Middle, the challenge no human ever faced. I traveled to the Drenari Citadel expecting to be laughed at, imprisoned, or vaporized. Instead, I found myself in an arena older than most Earth civilizations, surrounded by banners of glowing sigils and an audience of thousands. The Drenari challenges were legendary. The suitors, because that's what they were even more so. Warriors from 6 systems stood in the circular arena with me. A towering Uarchon brute with armor thicker than a starship hull. A telepathic YRYNN scholar warrior. 2 Drenari generals who'd fought in wars I'd only read about. A machine savant with a plasma-wreathed exoframe. A shadow assassin whose species name I couldn't pronounce. And me, a human with 1 blaster, a knife, and questionable decision-making skills. Princess Silari entered the arena surrounded by the Celestial Guard, her armor gleaming. She looked at each of the challengers. Then she looked at me. And for a moment, just one, her expression softened. "Welcome," she said to the crowd. "These individuals seek honor,
power,
alliance. Some seek glory. Some seek me." Murmurs rippled through the stands. Then she turned toward me, and one of them, Silari said, entered without knowing the truth. I stiffened. "What truth?" I whispered. Her voice rang across the arena. "To win my oath, you must not defeat the others. You must defeat me." The arena fell silent. I felt my blood go cold. I was an average human merc. She was a trained warrior who could snap me in half without breaking stride. This is a joke, right? I whispered to the Uarchon warrior beside me. He snorted. If it were a joke, human, we would be laughing. Silari lifted her staff. The runes ignited. It is time, she declared. Let the trials begin. The trials, a test of everything IWS Trial 1. The Labyrinth of Whispers. A maze that responded to our fears, manifesting illusions designed to break our minds. The Uarchon roared and smashed through walls. The telepath walked calmly, reading the maze like a book. The Draenari generals cut through their illusions with discipline. I talked to mine. When the ghosts of fallen comrades appeared, accusing me of leaving them behind, I didn't fight them. I listened. I faced every memory I avoided for years. And when the illusions realized I wouldn't run, they dissolved. I reached the center second, behind only the telepath. Interesting, Silari whispered, watching from above. Trial 2. The Gauntlet of Resolve. A series of physical obstacles meant to shatter endurance and spirit. My competitors had speed, strength, tech. I had stubbornness. When the climbing wall shifted into a sheer pillar, I climbed. When the gravity spikes hit, I crawled. When the bridge collapsed, I jumped. I finished third. The crowd murmured. The princess watched. Her expression had changed, something warm flickering beneath her composed exterior. Trial 3. The Circle of Truth. Each challenger sat in the center of a glowing ring. The ring forced the mind to speak honestly when questioned. The judges asked each competitor, "Why do you seek the princess's oath?" Answers ranged from alliances to ambition. When my turn came, the judges looked unimpressed. They asked, "Human, why do you seek her?" I swallowed. "I didn't come here to win her," I said. "I came because she asked. And I've been running from everything for years. Running from my past. From responsibility. But her challenge." I hesitated. It made me stop running. The ring glowed bright.
Truth.
Princess Silari stared at me as if seeing me for the first time. Trial 4. The Duel of Intent. Finally it came. The trial where we faced her. One by one, challengers approached the arena floor. The Uarchon charged her like a meteor. She sidestepped, tapped her staff to his chest, and slammed him into the sand. The assassin attacked with shadows. She disarmed him in 3 seconds. The telepath attempted a mental blast. She shut it down with sheer will. Each challenger fell. Then it was my turn. I stepped into the arena. The crowd whispered. The judges looked bored. Silari tilted her head, studying me. "You can still walk away," she said quietly. "Could you?" I replied. Her eyes widened a fraction. She twirled her staff, runes igniting like fireflies. Begin. The duel, where fate was decided. She moved first, a blur of violet and steel.
I dodged. Barely.
Her staff cracked the ground where my head had been a breath earlier. She swept low. I jumped. She pivoted, using her momentum to slam her shoulder into me. I rolled across the sand, gasping. She was faster, stronger, better in every measurable way. But she was testing me, not trying to kill me. "Fight me, human," she demanded. Not the air. I lunged forward. She blocked easily. Again, I attacked.
Sloppy.
Desperate. Determined. She countered every move, but gradually, subtly, she slowed. No, she adjusted.
To me.
To my rhythm. To my instincts. To my flaws. She fought not to win, but to see me. Our weapons clashed. She pressed forward. I pushed back. Her staff grazed my cheek. My blade sliced her arm. Not deep, but enough to surprise her. She inhaled sharply. "You bleed," I said. "You learn," she replied. The crowd grew wild. Our duel intensified until my muscles burned, my lungs ached, and my vision blurred. She knocked my knife away. I grabbed her staff. She twisted, trapping my arm. I stepped into her stance, breaking her grip. We stood inches apart, breathing hard, staring at each other, caught in a moment that felt carved out of time. I cannot defeat you, I whispered. You already have, she whispered back. And then, to the utter shock of the galaxy, she dropped her staff. Kneeling before me, the arena went silent. Princess Silari spoke the ancient vow that bound her destiny. By blade and breath, by oath and honor, I am yours. Ending why she chose me. Chaos exploded around us. Shouts, disbelief, rage, awe. The judges objected. The generals protested. The audience roared. But Silari ignored them all. She stood, facing me with a calm fierceness. You must understand, she said softly so only I could hear. I never wanted a champion strong enough to overpower me. Her hand touched my chest, over my hammering heart. I wanted one strong enough not to be broken by me. I swallowed hard. And you think that's me? I know it is. She stepped closer. I watched you on Vellum 3. You fought with fear and courage. You protected others without hesitation. You spoke with honesty. You embraced your weaknesses instead of hiding behind arrogance. Her voice dropped, and you looked at me not as a title but as a person. My pulse stuttered. Silari, you accepted my challenge without knowing what my oath meant, she whispered. Without knowing the political storm it would cause. Without knowing the danger. She leaned in, her forehead touching mine. Only someone foolish, fearless, and human would do that. The guards hesitated, waiting for orders. The arena watched. The galaxy held its breath. What happens now? I asked. She smiled, small, rare, and real. Now, she said, you stand beside me, not as a victor, not as a master. Her hand intertwined with mine, but as the one I chose. And the oath? I asked. Her eyes softened. The oath binds me to you, not as property, not as a prize, but as a partner should you want it. I tightened my grip. I want it, I whispered. The princess exhaled, relief flickering across her features. Then she turned to the crowd, her voice ringing with royal authority. Let all bear witness. This human fought with heart, not ego, not ambition. Her wings, translucent and glowing, unfurled behind her like an angel of war. And heart is what I choose. The arena erupted.
Cheers.
Fury.
Awe. Shock.
She pulled me close, her armor cool against my skin, her eyes blazing. Human, she murmured, you accepted my challenge. And you accepted me, I whispered back. Her lips brushed mine. Not in conquest, not in ceremony, but in choice. A kiss that sealed not a victory, but a beginning.